everyone. I have Adam back.
Hello, everybody.
So I'll go ahead and have you introduce yourself. What do you do on your channel and stuff like that? Everybody probably knows by now, but give them a little quick synopsis. If you have any special
Okay.
going on, how to get a hold of you, all that good stuff.
Okay. All right, Sheila. So thanks for having me on again. We did a wonderful collaboration last month. And yeah, so my YouTube page is Adam Stargazing Astrology. So if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe for astrological updates. And I'm currently offering discounted astrological readings for the winter season. So if you need a chart for yourself or someone else, or if you're at any crossroads in your life, or if you know of anyone in any crossroads, or if you're interested in, let's say, like a relationship chart, then please come to me for some very interesting astrological information. My email is Adam Astro. That's ADAMASTRO 777 at gmail.com. And that will be in the description box in the video.
It will. If I'm on it, it'll be in the description.
If you're on it, we'll have to remind you. So
There you go. Yeah. I have to get
yeah.
reminded, hey, could you add this? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
They know me.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so today is going to be pretty exciting, I think. What we're going to do is Adam has a collective chart for everybody, right? The whole, mainly, the United States, but for all of us.
Mhm.
Then I'm going to do a reading on top of that. And then we have, who are you going to do first?
Let's do. I have Marjorie Taylor Greene. I have her first. So I want to do Marjorie and then Lauren.
Yeah, let's do that. So Marjorie, of course, if you guys have been watching the Congress and the whole debacle yesterday, I mean, they had some at Congress. They were, of course, trying to hold Hunter Biden in contempt because supposedly he didn't show up for a subpoena, but then he showed up, and it was so funny. I mean, so much drama happened yesterday. But again, Marjorie has to, pull up some D pics of Hunter Biden again on the Congress floor, right? She's obsessed and she must want him or something. I don't know. But anyways, so we have her, and then of course Boebert in my state again, bar fight with ex-husband. There may and may not have been punching. Who knows? Because she never tells the truth, right? So Adam is going to give us an astrological reading for them and see how they're going to fare for what the next 6 months or so, if not longer.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
hang in there, guys. Yeah, good stuff.
Oh,
All right, Adam, what do you got for us?
all right. So this new year actually really starts off with a bang. We have the planet Mercury, which stands for communications. That goes in, or excuse me, that went direct on January 1st. So this is an automatic sort of strong push through. So right now, Mercury is direct. Right now is the time to move ahead. Communication is much smoother this time. And Mercury is in Capricorn. The sun sign is in Capricorn right now. And then on January 4th, Mars went into Capricorn as well. So right now we're dealing with some strong Capricornian energies. And some of the keywords to Capricorn are organization, discipline, structure, foundation, business sense, and making practical, level headed decisions. So we may be feeling ambitious this time. A lot of times this year, there's sort of a energetic standstill with things, but not this year. And the main reason why is because Mercury's direct. Mars is in Capricorn, which is our energy. So this year really starts off with a bang. There's a real forward push and a real forward movement this year. So January 20th, which is coming up right around the corner, the planet Pluto, which represents the power structures and the power dynamic, is going to be moving back into Aquarius. Now, this is huge because Pluto in many astrological traditions represents the soul of humanity. Pluto is the slowest moving planet around the astrological chart, and thus the changes are most revolutionary. So, Pluto moving into Aquarius indicates that the traditional Capricornian structures are going to be purged and really be outdated. So we are going to see things like more gender neutral ideas, more technology, more innovation, more democratic ideals, um, anything along the lines with Aquarian ideals, which tend to be really all about forward movement and forward thinking. So Pluto ruling the power structures is going to be going into that. So people and their old traditional patriarchy roles, as represented by the Capricorn energies, Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, these people are starting to no longer be in the position of power. However, what happens the last degrees, the last minutes of a sign, all the stuff needs to boil up and out in order for transformation. This is very much a purging of the old school patriarchal ways that we are going to be seeing to make way for the new. So this year, like last year, is very much a transitionary phase. Next year, Pluto will be just in Aquarius fully. So we will see less of that transitionary phase, and those Aquarian ideals are going to speed up exponentially next year. So for all of those who are, frustrated and disillusioned, just hang in there another year. This year is going to be a bit messy, but there are some promising aspects. So January 27th, which is coming up as well, the planet Uranus, which has its strong link with Aquarius, is going to be going in a direct motion. So this is all about innovation. This is all about progress in the realms of the Uranian ideals, which are very much in line with Aquarian ideals. This is innovation. This is electricity. This is technology. This is new wave thinking. We're going to see a push when that planet goes direct. And we may also experience upsetting events, shocking news, things like this may come out. This is also a possibility for more catastrophes like earthquakes and more earth type of changes when it's in a direct motion. So February into March is going to be a bit of a different scenario. This is probably going to be the most restful time of the year, astrologically speaking. The North Node, which is our evolutionary direction, is going to be sitting next to Chiron, which is the wounded healer. So at the end of February, when the waters go into Pisces, the energy softens out a bit. This is very much a time for reconnecting with family and healing old wounds, physical healing, emotional healing, spiritual healing, also turning more energetically inward. This is a great time if any of those out there, are going on sabbatical or retreat. Late February to late March, this Pisces season is perfect for that. So April and May are going to have a more exciting tone to them. The planet Uranus, which will still be direct, it's going to be sitting next to Jupiter, and whatever sits next to Jupiter, it blows it up. So this is a evolutionary surge in a forward, very progressive type of movement. A Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is, going back to earthquakes, earth shifts. This is definitely an aspect of earth changes for sure. Could be a fun social time, a big surge of new ideas, innovation, technology, genius. Also, too, this could be a time where our faith and our beliefs are heightened as well. Those who want to see those Aquarian ideals and that Aquarian way of being, it's really going to be in alignment with our faith, which is going to kind of move that energy into a real forward motion. So this aspect very much backs up the beginning of Pluto in Aquarius because there's similar traits. So June's going to be a little more interesting. So June is when we have the planet Saturn, which represents the karma. Saturn's going to be going retrograde. So for all of those who are not in alignment with the higher ideal, with a greater evolution, are going to get sort of knocked from all directions. Saturn is the taskmaster. Saturn is the lord of karma. What you reap is what you sow is what you reap, vice versa, that type of thing. So this gives us a stronger gift of reflection, more introspective, taking a step backwards. If we haven't been in alignment, we're really gonna, the Lord of Karma is really gonna be kicking us in the butt, so to speak, during this time. Some positive traits with this Saturn retrograde is that we could have better, self-awareness and define better boundaries. So what this aspect really does is this aspect is basically stating that the traditional structures as represented by Pluto and Capricorn, those hierarchical old school structures, are no longer going to be working. So this is also going to be acting as a karmic purge for those not in alignment with Pluto and Aquarius. So people like Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, we're going to see a stronger karmic pressure, a stronger karmic weight put on them. So that's exciting.
Very exciting, especially because Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump's birthday is in June.
Okay, perfect. Right for their solar return.
Yeah, but so is mine. But anyways, but you said make sure that I'm in higher alignment.
Yes.
That is a task I will be taking up.
Yeah, in integrity with the universe.
Exactly. Let's get that going, so I don't have to deal with that stuff as much.
Yeah. So the last aspect is going to be a real interesting one because it comes right around that Saturn retrograde period a little bit later. So right around September 1st, Pluto is going to be retrograding back into like the last minutes of Capricorn for its final retrograde motion from early September to about mid-October. So we are going to see the nasty of the nasty boil up for the final time. So don't be surprised at chaos.
Well, and because we have elections in November.
Yes, but the promising thing is come October 15th, Pluto will be in Aquarius for the next 20-something years.
Bye, Pluto.
Yeah. Bye, Pluto and Capricorn. So because this is going to be happening, astrologically speaking, this is very slim chances that Donald Trump is going to win. Like almost like a slim to none. Just astrologically speaking.
Right. I don't think he's even gonna make it to the primary ballot, but
he might not, yeah.
I think they're good. Yeah, I mean, I've been reading on this, and the Republicans are going to take a big loss in January and in February. That area, they're going to take a big loss, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. Like he doesn't have immunity, or Colorado can keep him off the ballot, and Maine can keep him. You know what I mean? There's a big loss coming for the Republicans in January, which is something that I've read on a few times. But what I want to do, are you good? Yeah, you have given us like almost the whole year to like
most of the year. Yeah, this is like the first 6 months plus that Pluto aspect, which is huge.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that. A lot of the astrologers have been talking about like you guys have no idea how important this is. That's what they keep on saying.
Huge. Yeah, huge. This is Pluto's like really the soul of humanity.
So it gets stuck solid for 20 years.
Yeah, it's going to be in I think approximately like 22 years it's going to be in Aquarius.
So my thinking on that, as soon as you guys say kind of the stuff like that, is that we better get it right before that happens. And I think this whole change and this whole shift is the reason why, not that we knew that Pluto is going to be there for 20 years. It's just like energetically, how everything goes, the universe is preparing for that to be there for 20.
Oh yeah. And everyone, we need to remember, it's like, just because it's going into Aquarius fully on October 15th, it doesn't mean you're going to wake up October 15th and it's all just going to be like roses and
but we are aware of the energy.
Yeah. There's going to be, by later this year and next year, we are going to see a constant, steady forward motion.
Well, what I got for the first, I did it kind of like, I did 4 of them. So I just did that. So as you were talking from the get-go, I got drama queen. Like, they're thirsty for the causing of the chaos. And I do believe everybody has said it's like thirsty for the causing of the chaos and this whole energy for 3-4 months on that. And then you talked about how soulmate, we're going to start trying to reconnect with things we've lost, people that we've lost, and and things of that nature. And then in the middle of all of that, you were I have commitment. I was like, the commitment for a long-term relationship. Okay, we're going to settle in for all of the stuff that's been happening. All the chaos is starting to subside. We're reconnecting with things we missed for a while back, and we're going to like recommit to society. And I'm kind of hoping that when we're recommitting to society is because the Trump and the Republican thing is starting to subside. And then people in this country are starting to recommit, like, okay, we got a lot of crap to fix. Let's get committed and to get this done and really get out of this funk that we're doing. But we do get a pause. And I don't know if that has anything to do with Pluto, but we do get a pause at the end of the year. So it's like interlude. And it's not gonna, it doesn't look bad, it doesn't look horrible, but we do get like a pause, an interlude, and it could also mean it says timing factor. So this could be really, really, really important for the timing in this country. So timing might be incredibly important as well at the end. So.
Interesting.
Very interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how it matches as you're talking. I'm looking at the cards that I already played down before you even told your story, right? And I'm like, dang, that matches there, that matches there. I was like, you can't fight the coincidences. That's for dang sure. All right, honey.
It's true.
I'm gonna hand it over to you. You go for you start talking. Is it Marjorie you're doing first?
Marjorie, yep.
I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna try not to, if you say anything like she's gonna go through rough times, I'm gonna try really hard not to smile about it. I'm gonna just go. Okay. I'm gonna try really hard to be good.
Okay, you're funny. Okay. So just a quick rundown on Marjorie Taylor Greene's birth chart. So this acts as the foundational psychological dynamic of why she does things. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is a Gemini. So the thing though is there's always the higher and the lower aspects, right? She's playing out a real multiplicity type of thing here with Gemini, the twins, sort of like the evil twin thing. Donald Trump is a Gemini too, and so is Rudy Giuliani. So we have we have the evil twins, or the twins who are in it for the growth and the evolution. And they're on the stage, they're playing out like the evil twins. So her moon is in Leo, so she loves the spotlight. She can over dramatize her emotions. She's all about center stage. Leo can be very much very passionate, and a lot of dramatization going on with her. So she has a lot of these Pluto square aspects, showing she's constantly butting heads and is in constant power struggles, power dynamics. Her Pluto is in retrograde, indicating that in a past life, or an early childhood home and family environment, she was very aware of power dynamics and always really involved in power dynamics. And it actually is her evolution to be able to outgrow these power dynamics. But it's interesting with her, she has these in square aspects. So they keep on creating crisis and dynamic. So basically, her soul is evolving through a lot of crisis and a lot of chaos. Um, you know, that's pretty much what's going on with her in the power spectrum. Her Saturn is closely linked with her Mercury and Pluto, you know, showing that a lot is coming out of her mouth. Some unchecked stuff, a lot that comes out her mouth, you know, is also very combative. You know, she creates also a lot of you know, chaotic situations. Her Venus is in Aries, showing that she sort of dives headfirst into things. Also, another thing about Venus and Aries too, Venus stands for our values, it stands for our finances. A Venus in Aries can run through money fast, you know? So if she ends up, should we say, jobless, right? And, you know, unless she has some backup, Venus in Aries can just go blow it all, you know? So that could also be something. She has Neptune, which represents spirituality, illusions, delusions. That's in a retrograde position. Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani also have a Neptune in retrograde. The individual tends to stay behind a veil of delusion with a Neptune in retrograde, kind of, and really live deeply in their own fantasy world. One aspect, however, those born with a Neptune in retrograde have a keen intuition. And you can either use that to help others with your service, or you can use it to deceive others. And this is exactly what she has done. Her sun sign is opposed Neptune. Her sun is her ego structure. Sitting in an unhealthy aspect to Neptune shows delusions of grandeur. And then Venus opposed Uranus, showing that she's very volatile. You know, she very much wants to be independent, go her own way, and do her own thing. So that's pretty much some of her major aspects. So some of her short-term aspects, which are happening now up to approximately 6 weeks from now. Let's see here. So she has her short term, she has her sun sign opposed Mars. So this is very combative, you know, very ego oriented. Her Mercury is opposed her Mercury. It's like talk, 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 talk. It's almost like she's just talking and talking and talking with this, and it's just not really going anywhere. The oppositional aspects, you know, this probably creates, she's probably really frustrated. This aspect could be very frustrating, especially if you're a Gemini, right? Because you're all about your communications, and when you're not able to get your point across, it can create a lot of frustration. Her Mars is opposed Saturn, so whenever I see Saturn in a transit aspect, I think more of like karma. So she has a lot of energy to do stuff, but she's butting heads against structures. So she's really frustrated because she wants to do and become and change and do all this stuff, but the structures aren't allowing her to. And so it's creating a lot of anger and a lot of rebellion. So she's a little bit of a loose cannon. Her sun sign, which is her ego structure, it's in a challenging aspect to Uranus, which makes her even more rebellious now and even more immature. Her Venus is square Jupiter. Whenever you get Jupiter in a square, you overestimate your capabilities. You make promises you can't keep. Not a great aspect. And then the Sun squared Venus, that's all about her kind of a skewed value system. That also could be challenges with her popularity. The long-term aspects here, she has some Saturn aspects. She has Saturn squared her sun sign. Her ego wants to force things, but again, she's butting heads with the structures. So she's really like, you know, she's wanting to, you know, to make change. She's wanting to have things her way, but the greater force field isn't allowing her to. And I don't really see that it will ever really allow her to. Her Neptune is squared Mercury. Mercury's communication, a Neptune square. Again, that's delusions of grandeur. That could also be out and out, just straight up lies coming out of her mouth. Her Uranus is squared her ascendant, and her Saturn is squared the ascendant. The ascendant has a lot to do with the appearance, how you're coming across, which has what? A lot to do with your public image and your popularity. Saturn squared the ascendant. Saturn is, you know, that is, it's hard to gain popularity and recognition with the Saturn. That energy blocks you. It's frustrations, it's delays. And then Uranus squared the ascendant, that's all about changes and sort of, that could either be gains in popularity or losses. My guess is that it's most likely a loss because it's a square aspect. So this would be more like challenges to her popularity. So that's Marjorie in a nutshell.
All right. Okay. So Marjorie, so now we have Bobblehead Boebert.
Boebert, yeah.
Bobblehead Boebert, she's a mess, man.
She's got some interesting dynamics. She has a lot of conjunctions showing that she really can get a lot done in a small amount of time, but it's more like Marjorie. It's just a lot of disruptive energy. The first thing I saw was she has a very potently aspected Mars. Mars is warring, it's aggression, it's the opposite of Venus, it's disharmony. Her Mars is sitting right next to Jupiter, so it blows up that Martian energy.
She's so that automatically bitty. I heard that she's little, like she's really tiny. She's like 5'1". She's really tiny, like a little.
Okay, she's a little firecracker.
Well, that's positive fire.
Or, well, no, I think someone could, like, I see Marjorie as a little firecracker too, but not necessarily good.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you go ahead and give Lauren Boebert.
So she has that Mars Jupiter, so that blows up that Martian energy. Her sun sign, which is her ego structure, is sitting right next to Uranus. She shares this aspect with Giuliani and Trump as well. That's sort of like a walking tornado, a walking disruption, because Uranus disrupts, it shakes and awakes. So really, a part of what she has come to do is she has come as a disruption. And I guess there's always a silver line in a disruption. A disruption's annoying, but I feel like what a disruption does is it really helps kind of push us in a forward movement because it's so blatantly ridiculous. I feel like she's kind of placeholder for that. Let's see here. Her Venus is conjunct Pluto. Venus is relationships. Pluto's power dynamics. So she's really involved in like power plays with her. She would be the type that like, really like, I'll really have power over you. And then if she sees they shifted, then they really have power over her. Just uneven power dynamics. And what comes with that, right? Manipulation, things like that. Her moon is square Jupiter, her Mars is square Jupiter, her Jupiter is squared Mercury, and her Jupiter squared Saturn. She is filled with Jupiter squares. She overestimates her capabilities. She makes promises she can't keep. She talks out of both ends without really knowing what she's saying. She's completely unrealistic. Her faith is skewed. Her morals are skewed, and her ideals for humanity are skewed with all those Jupiter aspects. Her moon is in Gemini, so the moon stands for her fundamental need for security. So she needs to have some sort of lifeline of communication. A moon in Gemini also can make a bit of a multiplicity personality, kind of dual, kind of changeable. One of the major aspects that keeps her afloat is her Pluto trine Jupiter. So Pluto is power, Jupiter's beliefs. She has enough faith and belief in herself where she can get people to back her with that trine aspect. That aspect very much keeps her afloat. If she didn't have that, then she would most likely would be like a trailer trash type who just blah, blah, blah all day, maybe working at a supermarket, if she had a lower self-esteem.
Well, we all know that she accidentally got into politics.
I guess so, yeah. So for her short-term aspects, she has let's see, a couple aspects here. We're seeing a Venus squared Jupiter. Again, that's skewed values, overestimation of her capabilities. Also, too, as far as her own pocketbook, she may overspend, right? She may be really she also really may be in this too because of the maybe the glitz and glamour. She may feel good with the glitz and glamour, perhaps. Her Mars is conjunct her Neptune. This is not good for her vitality. Mars is her energy. Neptune diffuses things. So this aspect could lead someone astray. It could lead them into confusion. I'm not sure if she has, I don't think she drinks. I'm not sure if she takes doctor's drugs or anything along those lines. But a Mars Neptune is not favorable for vitality. And then her Mars is trying her ascendant. This one's a bit interesting. This is more, a lot of her energy spent in, trying to, what is it, the Mars? It's a lot of energy spent in striving to, what is it, like, not redefine your public image, but like present yourself in a specific way, so you can get people to follow you. A lot of time spent on like external appearances. So some of the long term, she has 2 Saturn aspects that are challenging. A Saturn squared the midheaven. The midheaven stands for her goal and ego consciousness. She's gonna butt head. She's gonna want to move ahead and do this, that, and the other. She's gonna be blocked. She's not going to either have the backing or the finances. The universe is saying, no, you've hit a wall and you can only go so far. So that's good. Saturn is opposed to her ascendant. The ascendant has a lot to do with the popularity. Saturn is, again, she's hit a wall here with her popularity and her power and what she can do. So she's, things are, the long-term transits, she's going to be kind of like Marjorie in the sense of like they've only gone so far, and they're going to be blocked. Her Neptune is squared Sun, and her Neptune is squared her Moon sign. So Neptune squares create illusionment, disillusionment. She may think she's this, that, and the other, but she's up for a lot of disillusionment with these square aspects. Whatever pedestal she's put on herself, or unrealistic expectations, or perhaps unrealistic expectations she's put on other people or the Republican Party, are going to create a lot of chaos for her.
Well. We all kind of knew. I mean, we're watching all of this for the both of them. We're watching the chaos. I mean, they can't even get along with each other, and they're on the same team. They can't even get along with each other. So that kind of tells you it's like not only are they fighting the world, they're fighting each other. They're fighting the Republican Party. I mean, there's nothing that they're trying to gather and make better.
No, it's really
what was her birthday?
Her birthday's December 15th, 1986. So she's a Sagittarius sun sign.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Sagittarians, they have, their very lofty goals, high aims, shoot for the stars type of individuals, which can work if you're in alignment. There's a lot of positivity behind that. And her Sagittarius sun is probably, Sagittarians can be very magnetic. It most likely helped her.
Well, that is what I've been saying for a very, very long time. All of these people, especially like Trump and, Marjorie and Lauren and all that, they are very powerful people. Obviously, we can't deny their power. What if they were doing it for the good? Can you only imagine how wonderful they could have really, if they were on the right side of things, and how much they could have produced in harmony and love and acceptance, and they just went the other way. And although they are very powerful, it just doesn't work.
No.
Never has.
No. Yeah, they just are on, they're on the wrong
They've gotten
team.
far. I agree with you. And I think that when you said that in that thing where it says, they're going to hit their watermark. All of their actions and all of their things, and it's going to just dissipate. There's not going to be anything left for them to do.
Yeah, I feel like June is going to be the beginning of some real soul searching because there's going to be such a forward movement in April and May.
Yeah. Well, a lot of this tarot readers have noticed a big shift in the government part. Like we would read just on like on Congress. Now we kind of believe that maybe, just maybe, that's when the Republicans literally lose the House of Representatives because of their own actions. Like they lose
Could
people,
be.
they lose members, whatever happens, and then all of a sudden the Democrats are in the majority. I don't know how that's going to happen. I can't, play that out in my mind, but that's kind of how we are feeling, that maybe around June, May or June, that something like that transactional happens. Or
Good.
the other aspect to that is they literally cannot do anything without the Democrats vote. That's the way it is now, right?
So yeah, which is Saturn. They're just going to hit a wall. They've
Yeah,
gone as far as they can.
and they're going to need the Democrats to do anything because of
Hmm.
their actions, because of how they've
Hmm.
handled this majority. That's one thing, is like you had a slim majority. You could have moved mountains, but what did you do?
Created chaos.
They created chaos and went after Hunter Biden, and he's not even up for president.
I know. Like it's like whatever. Well, also too, aren't there people that are trying to impeach Joe Biden or do something with?
Oh yeah, they're trying. They haven't really found much, but they keep on. They do a lot of this without no evidence. They've been doing a lot of that. But
Uh-huh.
here's the thing is they here's this is okay, so this is the trash of the trash of the trash, and this is what I bring up, and this is what kind of like what I see. They know that Joe Biden is a loving father. They know that Joe Biden loves his children no matter what, regardless. So how are they going to hurt Joe Biden the most? By going through his children. That makes them trashy, horrible people, and I will never see them any other way than when you are trying to dismantle or to go after a person through their child. Sit.
It's just so slimy.
Yeah, slimy, horrible. I just can't come up with enough adjectives to talk about them badly in that aspect. And
Love.
and then of course the the people who support them, I'm still godsmacked at how many people actually support them. But they knew their audience. They knew that they're not going to look it up. They knew that they can tell them anything. They knew that they were going to believe anything. They knew it. They knew who they were talking to, and they got that right.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
anyways, at least we know, because of the elections with Joe Biden, that they are in the minority. We are in the majority. And I doubt that they have gained any supporters in the
No,
last
I don't
four
see that
years.
logically. If anything, losing
Oh,
supporters.
yeah, a lot, lose a lot. So,
Yeah.
all right, my dear. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much. I was very fascinated with with both Marjorie and Boebert's star charts, and of course we do have bumpy rides going on, but hang in there, everyone. Take a deep breath, get aligned with a higher consciousness. We might be able to just kind of fly over it while everybody else is messing.
Hmm. That's the idea.
That is the idea. So all
Hmm.
righty, thanks.
Bye, everybody.